What's going on, LT man? I was just asking about you, man. Good to see you, bro. Shout outs to LT man in the building. It's just us here. Give me 1 second. I just got off another live stream. Shout outs to LT man. Good to see you, man. Man. What's going on, JFK? Let me I need to set up this show. You said Cooter, you wild. I'm not wild, man. These people are, man. I'm done. I'm done with these new niggas, man. I'm done. I'm done with these new cats, bro. I'm not. I'm not. I told you, and I literally said it a long time ago. A lot of these new cats are gonna be some ungrateful bastards, bro. I'm not. I'm not doing this. It's not gonna equate to anything anyway. You know, a lot of these cats ain't about to finna go anywhere anyway. What's going on? This is going on. What's going on, Jay Green? Happy New Year's, love. I was gonna reach out to you on Instagram. I just haven't been on Instagram. You know, nice to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it here. Hopefully you're good and you're safe and the snow didn't hit Harlem too bad. You know, shout out to my girl Jay Green in the building. Good to see you. So much stuff has been happening this year. I have, you know, how you been? It's always great to see you. You know, I'm glad everyone is here. Yeah, I was shout outs to DJ Witch Doctor, man. I was just over on his channel and you know, you got people fake asking me about you said it did hit hard like 10 inches. Yeah, yeah. What's going on, Misha? Good to see you, love. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. My folks in Baltimore, in Baltimore, I think they got about like 6 inches or something like that, around 6 inches. But like, yeah, I know up north they got it hit hard. I know like maybe South Carolina. Like it was literally between like New York City and let's say like the top part of South Carolina that got hit by the snow. What's going on, Cynical? Yeah, it was like New York City and like the top of South Carolina that got hit by the snow. You know, but shout outs to James. James was like North New York, like Rochester, they didn't get hit as bad, you know. So I want to make sure you guys are safe and you know moving around in this snow and stuff like that. Because guess what? It's gonna be ice tomorrow, or it's already ice. You know. He said we had about 50 centimeters of Jesus Christ. God damn it. He said it's gonna be 0 degrees this weekend and more snow. Like what the hell is going on with the weather though? You know, Jay, you know as well as I do. Like East Coast weather, we don't get white Christmases anymore. For some weird reason, it likes to snow in January and February randomly, and then it'd be like we'll have like a 60-degree day in like January and February or March and shit, and then it'd just be snow. You know, shout outs to LT man in Chicago. You know, I don't think Chicago. I think Chicago probably got that. Like they always got snow and stuff up there in Minnesota and stuff, but they yeah, yeah, yeah. Make sure you safe out there. Make sure y'all take Ubers and stuff like that. Don't try to drive in this motherfucker. Outsource that shit. Just get somebody else to drive. Yeah. Hey, hey, Jay Green, don't say too much about the HARRP. They know. They know. You know where it sits off too. It sits off the coast of and here go me telling you not to add to it, and here go me adding to it. It sits off like the coast of like Virginia, and like they can turn up or turn down whatever comes. Like they can amplify, what comes in and what comes out. You know, so I'm proud, but at the same time, we can't say much. I'm glad that you know about that because guess what? Most sisters don't know about that. But it sits off the coast of Virginia. It's like in between Maryland and Virginia, but it's like in a canal, and it sits off the coast, and they can turn it up or turn it down. but most people don't know about that. you know. Shout outs to Bronze, Flat Power God in the building. Shout outs to Jay Green. Thank you so much, love. Dropping a huge. Let me add your name to the train. Thank you for supporting the show. $5 on the Cash App. Let's get it. Let's go. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's go.
Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's start today's show. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, we back. Shout outs to Jay Green. Yes, thank you, love. Putting give me 1 second, y'all. I'm putting this poll together. Man, I found myself over on hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, real quick. I gotta shorten all of this stuff up. There's almost a poll in the chat. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. 0, 0. Oh, my question is too long. Hold on. Give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so I was over on Witch Doctor's channel. What's going on, Cave? You said, do you think you could beat Anton Daniels in a fight? Bro, I don't sit around thinking about that shit. You know, I beat the shit out of a lot of niggas. Y'all don't even know. I do Muay Thai and I've done Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So like I'm like I just don't brag about it. The people that can really whip some ass don't talk about it. You know. Why you be flip flopping too, Cave Reaper? That's the real question. I be over on some places. You be on my side 1 minute, and the next minute is I don't know. That be confusing me. What's going on, Raven? You said the whole damn building looks like PS5, yet they are already coming out with a PS6. I tagged War Master in some wild shit recently too. There's another game system that's out that's like supposed to be like like super powerful, but I think it's a PC. You know, I feel you, bro. I got you, Cave Reaper. But no, I was over on DJ Witch Doctor's channel, and it was just, it was just a lot of stuff. I was getting asked a lot of like just like goofy questions left and right, and I was trying to answer them, but I couldn't answer them because people on the panel playing and all kinds of stuff going on, and people getting kicked off, and then people kicking me off for telling the truth and all kinds of stuff, man. It was some weird shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Insane One. I appreciate that, bro. Most definitely, bro. I got kicked off the panel and all kinds of stuff, and I was literally just sitting up there telling the truth. Now, what's funny is that people wanted to because there were shout outs to the ladies in the space, and that's not butt hurt by the space, by some of the stuff that we say, because a lot of this stuff is just, I wouldn't even necessarily just say it's internet shit, but a lot of this stuff is just politics, so I'm glad. Shout outs to the ladies that don't take a lot of this stuff too serious, but you got to keep a file on certain things, right? They was asking, they was talking about like Anton Daniels, and like they were talking about like ladies in the space and stuff like that, and I was like, listen, in 2018 women really couldn't say shit here, and like there's a lot of like newcomers that tried to blame me for bringing women into the space, when my space have always been, my doors have always been open to the brothers and sisters that definitely wanted to soak up game and also, you know what I'm saying, that were, that are black sheeps, you know what I'm saying? And yes, you have a lot of women that know what the hell they talking about. They're not necessarily feminists, but they get what's going on, and they understand what brothers got to deal with by being around the space, not necessarily firsthand, but what brothers go through, and they understand the lore, and they understand the space more than some newcomers, that will come into the space. You know what I'm saying? And I've gotten charged up with, oh, Kuda, you bring women into the space. It's because I love women, and I know how to speak to women and talk to women, but I definitely still got to give the game and tell the truth. Now, I didn't create a co-ed space. Was it kind of co-ed? Yes. And then the topic of Jessica X came up. Anybody that knows I'm not even gonna even throw that out there, because like it's people that's like, oh, I know Jessica X because they've been around and shit, but y'all don't know Jessica X. And shout outs to Jess wherever she at. I know she's in the clouds laughing somewhere, but they try to charge me up with that shit. Like, they were like, they're running around with this whole Jessica X lore. And I'm like, bro, y'all don't even know who the hell Jessica X is. I can even tell by how they speak about her and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, Kuda, you don't know who Jessica X is. And you said you saw her and all this other stuff. And Kuda, and it's like, bro, like, these niggas don't know that the original third shift was me, Marco, Jessica X, and Zero. Flat out. And then it was the chat. Shout outs to everybody that that's alumni that was there. And it grew from there. I adopted a certain sector of the manosphere. That's gone, by the way. Only a few people, you might see a couple of names pop up here and there. It's gone. These new niggas are coming in here talking about something. Yeah, Jessica X and Akuda. You don't know what it is. What's going on, Soundmind? Yeah, Soundmind, you was there. Yeah, zero, like 0-0. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Let me give y'all the game. And these people are gonna say I'm lying, but I'm not. And some of them might end up telling y'all the truth. These people were on back in the day. These people were in my chat. They was on Fantastic Show. They was on what's going on, Jazzy? How you doing, love? They was on Fantastic Show. Some of them were in Game Changers chat and stuff like that. But let me tell y'all something. Half these people, and they have channels, and they're like damn near household names now. They didn't really have a voice until the third shift. A lot of them weren't hitting Game Changers panel. A lot of them weren't hitting Zero's panels. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know who Twin Man and Nerdine and all these cats were. Jazzy was around. A lot of these people didn't hit their panels. A lot of these people didn't hit panels until, until it came to some of the panels that I was hosting. Original panel hoster. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to the general. Yeah. And a lot of these people, I literally sat up here and through those pandemic nights and convinced them to start channels and become content creators. Take it further than the panel. A lot of them, they wasn't thinking like that. Speaking to me, being on my platform, talking to other people and stuff like that. I've harbored the confidence and a lot of other people to make the, to make them think like, yeah, you know what, I can actually do this. Not saying my panel was the first panels that they've been on or anything like that. Like I literally just said that you had, other people that were here. People was over there debating like, yo, is platinum manosphere? What about platinum and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, platinum is in the game sector and all this other stuff. A lot of these things came from the third shift. And these new cats up here speculating. It's crazy. And I'm gonna make this comparison because I'm gonna just say it like this, right? New niggas and just niggas around here that don't know shit will think I'm some random crowd member, and then when they mention like Platinum or Jessica X or Ism or all of these people that that were on my shows back in the day, and shout outs to them, they mention them in the regards like Michael Jackson or some shit. Oh man, brother Platt, and he thinks like this and looks like this and stuff like that, and he does, maybe he does, shout outs to Platinum, shout outs to everybody, because people are watching them and they have their own audience and stuff, and audience mingles, and they attracted new people and things like that. But a lot of people don't know the history, and I'm up here arguing with new niggas about fucking history that they don't give a fuck about. And sometimes I almost ran up my damn blood pressure. I had to damn near sit back and think. I'm like, bro, these niggas don't get. Why are these niggas asking me about history? Because they're asking me like, yo, Kuda, what do you think about the manosphere in 2026 and all this other shit and blah blah blah? I'm like, bro, all of this shit went to shit. And would I be wrong to say if new niggas came in and helped destroy it? Even though old niggas destroyed it too, would I be wrong if I said that? Niggas will get mad about that. Don't even know what they're talking about. Niggas are always lost and don't know where to go and what they're talking about. We have a history of it. And when you ask somebody well, what do you think about somebody? What do you think about this in modern day era? You're literally you like, a lot of people will ask you a question and don't even know what they're asking. You understand what I'm saying? Think about this. As a student, when you're asking questions, sometimes it's not even the questions that you ask, it's the questions that you don't ask. Sometimes it's better to get an answer for the questions that you don't ask to kind of, get your mind right. Think about this, right? Sometimes you're like trying to inch, and you're like, hey, let me ask a stage 1 question and I'll give you a stage 6 answer, because it's like, listen, I'm not going to wait till I'm not even going to put faith in you enough to learn to ask me a stage 6 question. I'm just going to give you the answer and do with it as you will. Niggas ain't even paying me, asking me all this goofy ass shit. Kuda, you don't know about Jessica X. I'm like, nigga, she made her bones on my channel and I literally had to talk her into being a content creator. Now, whatever she did with her channel, that's up to her. She's like the amazing Jessica X. She's like, oh my God, Michael Jackson Jessica X. And I'm like, nigga, Jessica was one of the main people on my show. Me, her, Marco, and Zero, we made a show. We made the pandemic fun. We made YouTube fun and podcasting fun. We drew an audience. We cultivated. We've even other people that springboarded their channels from the third shift. And the lack of respect, bro. Niggas just talk to me like I'm some random bystander. Like, nigga, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't even want to be. All these goofy ass niggas that's around here don't know what the fuck they talking about. I remember you were the equipment guy. That's how you know. That's how I know you don't know who the hell I am. I'm not just no equipment guy. I got reduced to equipment. And all the people that did, and all the people that reduced me to equipment, they over there fun clubbing with all the new cats. So I listen, I fess up and admit to the damage that goofball niggas in my era have done. But I've been the same nigga. I don't even get a quarter of the respect that I'm owed. And the funny part is that, I just be places though. I don't pop up, go looking for it. Niggas be asking me historical questions and then mad when I give them the history. And then I got to sit back and remember. I'm like, bro, you know, niggas don't even do their own black history. So why the fuck would I ask niggas that have came into a space and monetized the space that we've cultivated? Why would I ask these guys to do their history? Why would I assume that anybody knows who the hell I am or what the hell I've done and how I've paved the way and stuff like that? Like, people that are literally eating off of yesteryears of my labor and hard work is in here questioning if I even have a say in what goes on in these spaces, as if they build something. And this is why the new cats don't give a damn about destroying the space, because they never built it. You just showed up and start demanding people to support you. That shit, it blows my mind. Let me catch up on these comments. My bad, bro. Y'all hit the like button. Please support the show. Hit the Cash App. Give me 1 second, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about on today's show. I got a lot of stuff that I want to get into, you know? Shout outs to the cynical one in the building. Shout outs to Bobby. What's going on? Shout outs to everybody here. All right, we in the building, man. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda, right back at the helm of today's show. Shout outs to our show sponsor, Jay Green, for dropping a huge $5 on the Cash App. Thank you so much, love. Please be safe and please be warm and indoors, okay? You said, and you always do great work for this space, Kuda, and different topics all night. Be popping free game. I appreciate that, Jazzy, and I appreciate you because you've been here from the jump. You know? Yeah, shout outs to Platinum Elite. You said, and Platt started his channel from someone, but was new. He's doing good. And Kevin, yeah. Listen, you know what's funny? These people are sitting up here like asking me about Platinum, right? And you know, who's Platinum and what does Platinum claim? And Platinum is a game guy. He's not Manosphere related and all kinds of shit. I said, man, Platinum is Manosphere. What? How is Platinum Manosphere? I'm like, bro, y'all don't know what y'all are talking about. That shit is irritating me to see niggas with their mouths open and don't know what they're talking about. They've never seen this before.
Now look, I want to speak on this about little young player. I see little young player Ramil up in here. I ain't got no problem with the pump and dump thing. I see where he coming, and I feel him. He in Atlanta. Them hoes is going. You niggas be leaving that shit out. Them hoes is going out there. Them hoes is fucking all over the place. And niggas is getting at them. And niggas is getting at them. And you niggas start fucking me up with that weak shit, telling niggas not to fuck on the bitch. Nigga, I'm gonna fuck this bitch. That's what I'm gonna do, nigga. I'm getting tired of you trying to check my motherfucking game, nigga. I'm in this shit. I'm gonna knock on this bitch, nigga. Fuck you. And I'm getting tired of you, nigga. You can't take it. I'm in this shit to win this shit. And I'm sick of you weak ass, over the hill, dusty ass niggas. You wanna go smoke cigars with some old white boy in the exclusive Moose Club, nigga? Fuck you. I'm out here with these bitches, nigga. I'ma hold it on. I'ma get it in. I'ma get it in. And you niggas gotta be out there. It's about having your motherfucking game. It's about being a motherfucking player out here. It's about being a real nigga. You niggas don't understand what it is to be a real motherfucking nigga. You don't know how to talk it up. You don't know how to get it in. You niggas weak in this shit. I'm sick of you niggas. Them hoes over there fucking with Kevin. Them bitches looking to get married. Them some married-minded bitches. I ain't trying to fuck on no hoe like that. Go over there and fuck with Kevin. Let me fuck with the rest. I'ma do my best, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas. And you gotta put this out because you niggas don't put the whole side of the black man out here. You put one side out here. And I'm tired of that shit. And real niggas out here like me, we getting it in. We ain't got nothing to cry on. We let the bitch lie on us. The bitch lied on me, nigga. That's what she did. And I'm gonna do it again. And again, motherfucker. That's what I do. I'm sick of these motherfuckers crying. I'm gonna give you some tissue next time, motherfucker. That's how we do out here, though. Look, keep pumping and dumping. I don't blame him. Expect the Cardi bitch, WAP and shit. All these hoes wanna do is fucking suck. And why get fucked up, they go fucking suck your partner. You know what? Just accept it. Be done with that shit. You You niggas go to church, man. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit to church. I can't help it. The whole fucked you over, nigga. That's your problem. That ain't my problem, nigga. I solve problems. I don't make them, nigga. That's what I do. You guys don't understand what it is to be a motherfucking back out here. It's just like playing football, nigga. We get prep. We get a motherfucking pep rally before we get at these bitches. Let's get it up. Let's get it in. You don't understand that, though. That's what's killing me with that. But look, I'm gonna pull up out of here, man. I'm gonna pull up out of here. Look, appreciate you pop in, man. We need, that's the whole black man. Show the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Asking me these dumbass questions. Is platinum manosphere? Is platinum manosphere good? Is platinum manosphere? Asking me these green ass questions. You don't know who Jessica X is, Cooter. You have no idea who you're talking about. Or somebody that made their name and their bones on my channel. Somebody that I gave them the equipment to fucking live stream. They don't remember a Purple J. They don't remember none of that shit, man. And I sat back and I'm like, bro, like these niggas are ungrateful, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Even the niggas that ask about history, a lot of them are ungrateful. It's like, why are you wasting my time? I'm not finna sit up here and talk to you about no fucking history that you don't give a damn. Black people never, you know what? This needs to be talked about before you guys, you know, because it's noble for you to want best for your race and your people, but it needs to be talked about that a lot of motherfuckers that ask for shit don't give a damn about the shit that they ask for. For somebody to sit up there and give you history on something is a fucking blessing that they can recall and give you accurate information. You had to be there. Some nigga was like, man, Cooter, I've been around since I've been around since 2009. I'm like, nigga, I can tell you what was going on in 2004. Nobody listening to you about no damn 2009. And nobody cares about what happens in 2009 or 2004. Shout outs to Insane One. Please support the show, y'all. I gotta catch up on the comments. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, these are all new podcasters. We gave them a voice. It wasn't nobody on here talking about this, and all of them. And this is what I was telling Witch Doctor, because he doesn't know. I'm like, bro, you're gonna be lumped into the manosphere space. You don't know it, but you're going to be lumped into the manosphere space. I don't give a damn what the fuck you talking about or what you doing. Y'all use our talking points. Y'all use our, you know, y'all thumbnails are rooted around all of our stuff. All of that, everything you're doing is manosphere. I know you don't want to think that's what you're doing, but listen, you are in it. It was already here before you got here. I don't give a damn how much you probably would cater to women or other people, or you think you're doing something, or hey, I'm doing this for the black community. You're all gonna get lumped into manosphere talking points in spaces. That's the impact that we had. You're talking to the people that have impacted modern society. All of our terms are being used by people that don't know them. You will have random people in the world talking about some incel and high value man and all this other stuff, and they're not in these spaces. They don't know. Shout outs to Jazzy. Taz is still around, working his angle, which is some bullshit, which he knows, but you know, that's how he gets paper. I'm not sure what happened to Cluster B. Angry Man is still around. David, I don't see him around as much anymore, but he be on like these weird panels and weird shows and stuff, you know. They say hard work pays off, you know. I don't know. I'm too busy working. You know, y'all please hit the like button and support the show. Y'all let me know. Does hard work pay off? Does it? You know, I'm too busy working. You know, I don't get the luxury for the most part. I can complain every so often, but I don't really get the luxury to see if hard work pays off because I'm too busy working. You know, and I'm too busy catering to my gracious audience that are busy working too. You know, I keep you guys entertained and I keep you guys, you know, on point, you know. So I would assume that hard work pays off, you know. I tell you guys to stay down till you come up, you know. So hopefully hard work pays off, you know. Yeah, a lot of these new guys came in after Kevin Samuels passed, and then they just loud and wrong because nobody can check them. It's like, bro, who are you? Did somebody order pizza? Them niggas that looking at me like somebody ordered pizza, like nigga, you know. That's what I'm saying. They don't even know. That's why I said I gotta answer questions that they didn't even ask yet. That's how far ahead of niggas I am. Like it's like, well, why do you say 2026? It went to shit. Why do you say, where do you see the space in 2026? It's like it went to shit. Why do you say that? Then I gotta teach them history, and they don't give a damn about knowing history because they're not just gonna say because you niggas are fucking the game up. You niggas are fucking the game up and don't even know. So if I say you niggas are fucking the game up and don't even know, well, I'm gonna get mad about that. Why? How you gonna say I'm fucking the game up? What happened? Well, you gotta know history. Well, I don't care about history. Well, if you don't care about history, you don't care about fucking the game up. Hence why you're fucking the game up. It's like you challenging your parents at 30. It's like your parents are way past 30 and you're challenging them and you haven't even hit 30 yet. The little bullshit button in your brain hasn't even cut on yet for rationale. Listening to these dudes, man. Yeah, Platinum was on panels first. I had to really, convince. I mean, Platinum was going live, but the stuff that we were doing, we made it easy. I didn't convince Platinum to go live because he had a bunch of lives before and he was doing his own thing. But the third shift really changed a lot of people. A lot of people benefited from it. Isn't them benefited from it, nuke this channel and then try to turn on me. So fuck him. What's going on, Toya? Good to see you, love. Happy New Year's, babe. Yeah, the original, and I deemed it the original Manosphere anthem. I just be hating. I just be hating when my work gets dushed back into my face as if it, and it's like, yo, you don't even know where that came from. You just came in. Like I don't, I get it. There's like a hive mind. There's like a go along to get along and shit like that. And everybody's calling him Master Teacher, so let me call him Master Teacher too. Everybody's referring to him as a high-ranking guy in the space, so let me refer to him as a high-ranking guy too, even though I don't know who the hell this is. I'm gonna just automatically give him the credit coming in, What's going on, Coffee? You see that dumpster fire? They keep asking me questions and don't even know. And shout outs to Chicago Rilla. If you want to know, I'll give you the game because Chicago really worthy of the game. I just wanted to know why he was beefing with Anton, and then niggas start asking me crazy ass questions left and right. Shout outs to Teapot. Shout outs to Cynical. Yeah, I was there before Jessica. I convinced Jessica to start her channel live on air and off air. And I was one of the first people to confirm that she was real. Jessica was basically a part of my crew. Me, Zero, Marco, and Jessica literally took care of y'all during the third shift. during the pandemic. I still have the reason, and the reason why I kept this channel that shadow ban. This is why I asked you guys to support the show. The reason why I kept this channel that shadow ban and stuff like that is because that work is still up on this channel. You can literally go to the channel that you're on right now, go to playlist, and there's third shift rewinds, and you can literally just press play. And literally, I swear to God, you're going to be laughing. All the information is going to be relevant. It is the most funniest shit ever. And a lot of people that you guys know, you will see them in the chat. The chat is still preserved. You will see them in the chat, and there are a lot of household names here. You'll hear me talking about, like, damn, last night I was up texting Kevin Samuels, emailing him, telling him what equipment to get and stuff like that. I sat up there and was talking to them about all of that stuff. You'll see there in real time when Kevin Samuels was blowing up, the conversations that we were having, the conversations that was going on in the space and everything. Me saying like, yeah, I told Kevin to get this. I told Kevin to get that. All of that stuff is there. All of it is there on this same channel. I made sure I preserve that because I know niggas lie. I have nothing to lie about. You'll see people that literally came to me with their tails tucked. Some of your favorite content creators. Hey, Kuda, what mic to get? Oh, that's crazy. What does a mixer do? Oh, wow. And I'm sitting up there teaching them the whole thing right there on live. And now they got full-fledged channels that you guys like and support. They done X'd me out. They talk cash shit about me. I get it. They had to cut me off to make it to lie to a new audience, to make it seem like they got it out the mud and that they did it by themselves. Bro, this is right there. Bro, let me tell y'all something. What's going on, New? If I was lying to y'all, would I tell you to go look for something that's already recorded and up? If I was fake and I was lying to y'all, would I tell you to go look at something that has been recorded and is up? And I literally put all of that shit in a playlist so y'all can go see them. And if y'all don't want the playlist, guess what? You can just scroll all the way down, but you got to do a big swipe because I work hard and I work a lot. I work hard and I work a lot. There's going to be a lot of live streams and you're going to be like, damn. And it's way more entertaining than the shit that y'all are listening to these days. I have not changed one fucking bit. I've been consistent. I've worked hard. I've evolved. I don't give a damn if a tree falls in the forest and you don't see it or hear it. It still fell. When you find it, guess what? It's going to be a fallen tree. All of these new people doing what I've already done. It's like, bro, I've already did that. Why are y'all having these conversations? We already had that. Why are y'all talking shit to me while using my talking points that literally came from my show? Because I know exactly I know the nomenclature. I know exactly where those talking points came from. Niggas using my talking points against me and don't even know. And then turn around saying, oh, I'm not Manosphere. It's like, oh, that's not what your show says. You have all of our talking points. I literally was sitting on the panel. I was like, nigga, I can comb through every single one of y'all channels and find Manosphere talking points. Everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, cool. You're being arrogant. Okay, now telling the truth is being arrogant. Unprovoked. I didn't volunteer the truth. Niggas asked me. That's like somebody bothering you. Oh my God, Kuda, why did you wake up when I tapped you while you were asleep? You bothered me. Oh, damn. Well, I don't want to refer to you. I don't want to, I don't want to refer to you as as somebody that I don't want to give you your props, or I don't want to refer to you as somebody that's paved the way for something that I'm doing today and making money off of and feeding myself and my family or whatever. I don't want to refer to you like that, because guess what? When I was introduced to you, you were like some bitter dude that didn't get his props for things that he actually did. So I'm just supposed to be silent. I'm just supposed to sit here with microphones and just be silent. I can't even talk about stuff that I actually did. If I say I actually helped Kevin Samuels, do you know the army of niggas that's gonna tell me that that's not true? And then I will go and I need to go, and I've been trying. I even have a folder looking for when he actually gave me the shout out, because I forgot. And even the show that I did with Marco, Jessica, and Zero, I was telling them, like, yeah, I was like, yo, Kevin, I went over to check on Kevin and how he was doing with his studio. And, he gave me a shout out and stuff like that. I did a whole show back in the day. Like 4 years ago, I said Black YouTube should thank me. And I started off the stream with Kevin Samuels saying, Kuda, I don't know what, that is, and blah, blah, blah. He said, I just went and got it. Because I gave Kevin Samuels a list that he turned around and sold to Pearly Things. And I should have sold it to him. I gave Kevin Samuels that list for free. All these new niggas coming in with mics and pyrotechniques and shit like that. These niggas coming up here with Titantrons and shit. I predicted all of this. I said, yo, this is going to happen and this was going to come. And I said, I want y'all to watch all the YouTubers that y'all are supporting right now that could have turned around and go bought a damn studio. And bro, it's getting dushed and pushed back into my face as if I never warned. I literally sat down and was smoking cigars and telling y'all, I said, listen, this is what, I literally, and I gifted and blessed so many black people with their, I am a fucking cautionary story of what happens when you help black people. And I'm so stubborn that I just continue to help black people. And I will say this to any black person that's noble, that wants to quote unquote save the community or help any person, or specifically black people. Listen, you're only going to end up with a handful of real ones. Helping black people is going to be one of the biggest letdowns in your fucking life that you will ever encounter. And the only thing that's gonna, I see like smart people for some reason, like high IQ people, intelligent people, they either smoke or drink themselves into oblivion. And people be like, well, if they're smart, why are they smoking and drinking it? Because they gotta exist with niggas. They gotta exist amongst fools. Respectfully, we want peace and we'll go seek peace, but it's like, god damn. So I just shut up about it. I just let's just go forward. Let's just talk about the show. Let's just get into the show. Let's just get into the game. Y'all don't give a damn about it anyway. I sit up here and I fucking tell the truth, and then when I tell the truth, I'm wrong. Something wrong with me. So imagine being noble and actually creating something and making a mark and helping out so many people. Imagine actually doing that. Only to have it being used against you. Imagine actually putting in work only to have it being used against you. And it's like, damn, he's just supposed to shut up and not say something about it. Because guess what? If he complains, well, nobody looks at the door boy, the person that says, oh, here's a door, let me open it. And then a whole bunch of people that would like to go through the door, you let them go through the door. And instead of going through the damn door yourself, I hate to say it, right? The helper, I hate to say it. If you open the door for a lot of people, the same person that you open the door for and let them in the door is going to ask you, well, why didn't you open that door for yourself when you were busy letting them into the door? And it's like, wow, that's a great question. Now that you're on the other side of this door, that's a great question to ask. Some people don't understand timing. Some people don't understand, there's a lot of things people don't understand. It's like it's a fucked up and bullshit question to ask or even have to answer. Why didn't you open the door for yourself? If I opened the door for myself, you wouldn't be on the other side of this door. It's like you gave the shirt off your back to somebody, and then that person is asking you, why don't you have a shirt? And it's like, because I gave it to you. I saw that you needed a shirt. It wasn't even about competing with you. It wasn't even about, you know what I'm saying? And one of the most fucked up things that I've learned about our people, and I'm just saying this from anybody that's helping our people, is that they want to be able to say they got it from nothing. They got it out the mud and they got it from nothing. They want to convince themselves. It ain't even about convincing the world. They want to convince themselves that they did it on their own. So when I help people, in a lot of cases, I just anticipate. It's not even if, it's just when. I just anticipate getting cut off. I'm not sitting here saying, hey man, for life you need to thank me, and for life I need to get my flowers, and for life I need to. But it's like, bro, don't gaslight me when I'm telling the truth. Don't gaslight me when I'm telling the truth. I had niggas that say, you know what, I went out of my way not to listen to you and still got steered into the wrong direction. I listened to you by proxy through somebody else that listened to you. And I'm like, well, what good did that do to you? You just might as well have just did what I said in the first place. I'm worried about working. I'm not sitting up there worried about if you in particular listen to me. Like if you want to remedy something or get rid of something, take the game and run with it. That's what I gave it to you for. But don't make me feel bad about helping you or say I didn't help. And I'm not alone. My audience helps me. And I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. And I let things run its course because guess what? It's a filter. And I say, you know what? You got to have this filter in your life where things filter themselves out. The ones that's really going to be around you, they're going to be around. I swear to God, let me give y'all some really good game, okay? You need to have, first of all, you need to have a strong relationship with the Lord, whoever you call Lord, whatever religion that you believe in. You need to have a strong relationship with the Lord. And then number two, be careful when you ask God to remove your enemies or anybody that wishes you harm around you. And the reason why I say be careful when asking God to remove those elements from your life, because guess what? Don't be surprised if you start losing friends. I swear, the moment I ask God, yo, anybody that, any weapon formed against me, anybody that wishes ill on me and stuff like that, please remove them from, please remove them, please remove them out of my life, And bro, you're going to start losing people around you, and it's going to be like, damn, I never thought it would be this person. Damn. You gotta trust God's timing. God is on a different fucking time. You gotta trust his timing. Cause some things it's not even about you. I was telling you guys not too long ago about karma, and I was telling you guys about the concept of dharma, which is your life path. And the thing is that there's things in life that you have to go through that you're not even privy of. There's things in life that you have to go through that you're not even aware of. And it's like, it's not even just meant for you. You got to live your life to help other people live theirs in a crazy way. For example, I have to be here, or I end up being here at this specific time So people in different parts of the states and in the world can hear something that is valuable to the life that they're living right now. And I have to be here to say it at this particular time, alive, which a lot of people take for granted. A lot of people are not alive. Some people are, they exist, but they're not living. I had to be here alive to be able to say what I'm saying. So people in all different parts of the world, you could be anywhere else. There's a million channels on YouTube. You are here and you're hearing something. And the crazy part is that I'm not even super special. Some of the stuff that I'm telling you, people in your life have told you that, but it doesn't click until you hear it from somewhere else. And that's okay. Because every single thing that I'm telling you is on God's timing, on God's divine timing. So sometimes I got to look at it, and you guys have got my mind right, which I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? There's things where I'm like, damn, you know what? I don't like this, or this ain't going right, or blah, blah, blah. And you guys had to be like, yo, see it through. So I had to sit back and look and be like, okay, you know what? Damn, that's fucked up. But maybe it's something that's beyond me that I gotta pay attention to. Maybe it's something that I'm not looking at. Maybe it's something that I haven't acknowledged. So I gotta look beyond the actual situation. So I just don't give a damn. If somebody wants to turn their back on me, cool. Have at it. Thank you. Whoop-de-doo. And sometimes it's God showing you that, you don't have character flaws like other people do. Or your character flaws are not as, forefronted as other people's character flaws are. I understand when people make a mistake. I don't forget when people make a mistake. I understand when people make a mistake. Because we're all flawed, Shout outs to everybody here. I appreciate you guys. Shout outs to everybody supporting the show. As always. Thank you guys so much. Shout outs to LT Man. Shout outs to Brian Will. Shout outs to Toya. Thank you everybody for supporting the show. Give me 1 second. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's go.
More. Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
It's funny. I was watching Dave Chappelle not too long ago. He doesn't even seem like the same guy. Like literally, young Chappelle and older Chappelle seem like two different people. Not even the same person, Shout outs to Coffee. Coffee said the problem is stated, not want to listen, but again, everybody was talking at the same time, so there never was going to be a good understanding. There wasn't. And honestly, I don't know why people ask questions that they don't care about the answer that they get. Like people have made up in their mind what they're going to do already, so the answer really doesn't matter. And I'm telling you this because I am a teacher and I'm a reacher. I teach and reach. So I happen to preach. You understand what I'm saying? And I know when somebody's not listening for the most part. And it's not even about knowing if somebody's not listening. That's not even the kicker. I know when somebody's asking a question and they don't they don't care about the answer that they get. But they ask the question so profound, like they're like as if they're gonna do something with this answer, or this answer is gonna make a shift or a change and stuff like that. And then if you X all of that out, just thinking that I don't know. Don't you think the person giving you value understands the value of the thing that they're giving you? And it's really a slap to the face to me and the space, and it's an insult, because it's like, you think that I don't know when I'm wasting my time. You know, you think that I'm unaware of my time being wasted. That's the part that gets me. It's like, why are you even asking me? Like, why are you even bothering me? You bothered me. Why are you asking me a question that you're not even going to capitalize off of? At least when I'm teaching young Japanese kids here English, I'm like, hey, let me teach him a word that I know he's going to use. Let me teach him a word that I know he can utilize and really get his point across, and don't have to use other smaller words. You know what I'm saying? To get his point across. You know, it's literally, you know, insulting my foresight. Or let me just no homo. Let me just jerk this nigga around and shit. You know, he don't know if he's wasting his time and shit like that. And black people are infamous for this shit. Then they get mad when you start talking to white people and shit. Like, I go to a white people, like you know who really would want to know what happened in the black manosphere? White people, the white sector. Even some racist nigga. Gee whiz, why you Negroes didn't get it together? What's going on? I know you guys had the MRAs and the MGTOWs and stuff like that. You guys actually started MGTOW, but you know, a lot of the people on your side don't know that. They're giving us the credit for that. We're like, what happened? Why didn't you guys do anything with it? And I'll say, because of this, and they'll be like, that makes sense. And I'll be like, yeah. Crazy, isn't it? And the only thing that I can give them is a statement after that. The only thing I can say after that is crazy, isn't it? Because guess what? I can't ask them, why do you think that is? Because deep down inside, both of us know why that is. I can't ask them, what do you think about it? It doesn't matter what they think about it. It already happened. And we're past that. The space is fucked. The space is fucked. If you want to know, the space is fucked. And the space is fucked. And anything else is just foolery. It's just foolery. You know, people are trying to trailblaze trails that already has been blazed. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get a microphone, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell black people some shit. I'm gonna start my podcast, and you guys are gonna hear my thoughts from me that came from me. It didn't come from you. It came from other niggas that you stole from. Listen, let me ask y'all a question. And you guys can put it in the chat when I catch up to the chat. Show and tell me anybody or anything that is actually using their actual imagination nowadays. Because guess what replaces your imagination nowadays? AI. Oh, thinking is cumbersome. Oh, let me outsource my thoughts. You know, I don't know. Brainstorming is stressful. Let me outsource my thoughts to other people that have thought, and let this computer tell me what other people that have thought, and actually give me data and all kinds of other stuff. And you know, I just ask it another question. I don't even get a chance to brainstorm the information that has already been thought, you know, to be innovative and say, hey, you know, I can come up with something that I can type in this motherfucking bullshit ass AI, and it will never tell me the shit that I've already came up with, and my shit is accurate and on point. For some reason, We've lost touch with our animalistic side and our human side, where the organic is trying to be the mechanic. See how that works? We want computers to think like us, while we're being us, trying to think like the computers that's supposed to think like us. And we go everywhere outside of the source instead of the source. For example, you can travel everywhere on the planet and you will see the same sun and the same moon. And you can go to all the temples in the world that's being built. But the biggest temple that you can go to that you don't really think about is yourself. Anyway, Kwafi says, and Chanel was up there with her Muppet looking as she's a problem. Yeah, she's just repeating our same talking points. Women will sit up here and have a whole conversation about pick-me's and be like, I hate the manosphere. But you're having a whole conversation about pick-me theory. Where do you think pick-me theory came from? Is that not the manosphere? Hey man, I'm not even gonna tell niggas, because guess what? You tell niggas something is wrong for them, they'll never speak to you again. You know, you tell a nigga, hey bro, you about to chew off your whole foot, your foot in your mouth, bro, they'll never speak to you again. You know, you tell a nigga they got something on their nose, they'll never speak to you again. Instead of saying, oh damn, thank you, bro. Yeah, thank you for keeping me on point. Because the people that I would talk to would sit up there and watch me with this bullshit on my nose, and people would look at him like, look at this nigga talking with that bullshit on his nose and not tell me a damn thing. But you looked out for me and told me I got some shit on my nose and I wiped it off. And I want to thank you for not having me out there look a fool, because you understood what I was trying to do or what I was doing. And you gave me something as small and minute as, hey, yo, something's on your nose, wipe that off. Something as small and minute that could have taken away from anything that you're saying, because it was there. You know what I'm saying? This person put you in position to make your words count. They'll fight you. Yo, these people will kill you if you tell them, yo, there's a spider on your shoulder, or yo, there's some lint on your shirt. Yo, you got some food in your beard. Yo, there's some crust in your eyes. These niggas will attack you for trying to keep them on point. Because you could have just sat there and be like, look at this nigga with this crust in his eyes. Look at this. If people sit there and watch you fucked up, you know? Jazzy said, and BMT, Raw B, and the lady that talks with Judge Joe Brown. What's her name? I damn near forgot her name. I just saw her the other day, and she's cool with Minister Jap. But yeah. What do you think about his debating skills? Whose debating skills, Cynical? Whose debating skills? Don't nobody in this space have debating skills. You want to know what's the biggest debating skill? I'm gonna give y'all some good game. Y'all hit the like button. Please support the show. You want to know what's the biggest debating skill? Learning. That's the biggest debating skill. Learning. Thank you, Jazzy. I appreciate you, love. Let me catch up on the comments. Shout outs to UFO Kamikaze. Yeah, I saw you in the chat. Bro. We're going to talk a little bit about Corey Holcomb and Anton and what's going on, because he did throw some shots at Anton too, but he was talking about something else, which is goofy, you know. Yeah, but black people, this is the problem with black people in general, and it's not even just the manosphere. Is with your own history. And when I tell you guys that you guys are debriefed from slavery and you guys are free, the brothers and sisters that actually take my message, I'm telling you, you know, stop listening to people that haven't done their fucking history. You are letting people that have no compass guide the ship. You know, if you say, yo, listen, I'm gonna do my own thing, whether I have a black family or whatever, I'm black, so I'm gonna have a black family either way, even if it's mixed or whatever. I'm gonna take care of what I got and go off and go live my life. I don't owe nothing to no damn ancestors or anything. Once you have a child in this world, you have fulfilled your biological imperative. And I hate to say it, there's people that are dumber than you that have kids that literally fulfilled their biological imperative. But what people don't understand is that the knowledge that you have, that's what you're supposed to pass down to your children. You know, that's what you're supposed to pass down to your children also. You did? So my brothers in their 40s and 50s with no kids and stuff like that, I'm not telling you to think, start thinking of a family and stuff like that, but always remember every single day you're reminded of your mortality. You know, and if you're a young lady, I know they got these little these new things that they're rolling out with y'all, where y'all can have babies in your 40s and shit like that. But listen, I'm not telling you to just rush anybody to the altar, but you need to be on top of your dating experience and go find the one and be fruitful. You dig? Be fruitful while you can, while you have time. No. Platinum always stayed down. And I appreciate Platinum. Platinum a real cat. He never turned on me. And let me tell y'all something how different things is. Go listen to Platinum back in the day when he was on my show, how loud and animated and stuff he is. He's still loud and animated now. But go listen to him now. He's more calm, he's more collected, he's more decisive, he's more polished. Go listen to people before they got 10,000 hours into their craft, because they say it takes 10,000 hours for you to master something and go pro at something. Go listen to people in their early stages versus right now, after they're a seasoned podcaster. You can't even tell it's Platinum. He's more calm. He doesn't speak at the top of his voice unless he's like, driving a point home or something like that. He's not yelling. We've had audiences come and go. Yeah, shout outs to my boy JT Hellstrom. Yeah. JT's old Manosphere alumni. Yeah. Shout outs to JT. JT was sick at one point too. I was worried about him and stuff like that. Make sure he was good. And shout outs to JT. JT, he be going through some stuff too, man. That's my brother. Haven't seen him in a while, but if he's in the clouds, hopefully he's enjoying the show. Just Jazzy said, don't feel bad, Kuda. I experienced haters last year. I didn't know was one in my real life. People you think before you be some of the main ones. I didn't know toxic people are gone now. Yeah. A lot of people that you consider our friends, they're really not your friends, and then they're in people be in some secret competition with you, when in reality you're in competition with yourself. People be they be secretly in competition with you, and it's crazy because there's nothing wrong with doing your own thing, and there's nothing wrong with people inspired by what you're doing and stuff like that, but be so busy that you're not even paying attention to them. But don't be so busy that you're naive enough not to notice that, damn, this person is competing with me. And it's I'm sitting up here wanting to congratulate this person, and this person is sitting on a pedestal trying to say, yeah, I won. And it's yeah, congratulations. And it's yeah, I beat you. And it's I wasn't competing with you, you know. One of my favorite songs from Isaiah Rashad, and it says it in the chorus, and it's a really great metaphor. And I want to give you guys this game. I want you guys to ask yourself this question because it's real. Are you running or exercising? You know what I'm saying? Are you really running or are you on a treadmill? You know, are you running or exercising? You know, are you running from something? You know, back in the day, I used to show y'all this prank video where this guy was running and he ran past a deer, and the deer, like, he was jogging, and he ran past a deer. And while he was jogging and he ran past the deer started running with him. And I think Tony Baker did like the commentary on it, and it was like really masterful because the guy was jogging on a course and the deer was out the woods and on the course, and he saw the guy jogging, and the guy ran past the deer, and the deer saw him running, and the deer started running with him. And he did like some commentary for the deer, and he was like, yo, like, are you running for real, or you know what I'm saying? He's like, because usually when I'm running like this, I'm in fear of my life. You know, he's like, are you really running or are you playing around? Because usually when I gotta run like this, you know, it's fight or flight. You know, something is happening. You know, I gotta get up out of there. I gotta live. And I said, damn, that's so masterful, because you're doing the same thing, but in two different settings. And what I mean is, you know, you got to ask yourself, like, damn, am I running or am I exercising? You know, am I doing something, or is it or is this out of necessity? You know? And then sometimes you get to be like me, you know, I'm a people watcher. You know, you get to be you know, I'm a signal. You get to be a little fly on the wall, and you can start to gauge, like, damn, you can start to tell, like, this person's running or this person's exercising, you know. And some people will be oblivious of it, you know. So certain friends, when they turn their back on you, I say that to say this: they running, and they thought you were competing with them when you were just exercising, or while you was running. They saw a glimpse of what you can do, and they were inspired, you know. See, when you don't have shit, people around you are fucking comfortable. Well, when you start having shit, like when you pull up in your Honda, they're like, oh, that's such and such, oh, you know, blah blah blah. But let you go get a let you go get a Benz. Let you go get a motherfucking Benz, and see how many friends you gonna have. You know, let you get a Benz and see how much friends you have to ride in that Benz. Let you go get a Benz. When you get a Benz or something, because people live in the material world, when you go get that shit, and you see how much people you lose, or how people treat you and stuff around you and stuff like that, or other people, how they see other people treating you and stuff like that. When you go get a Benz, you're gonna lose so many friends. What did Jeezy say? Who gives a fuck about friends? If you mix the cola with it, you can get a Benz. Go get you a Benz and see how much friends you got. Because once you get that Benz, guess what happens? People got to look at what they got now. It's like, damn, this person got a Benz and I got a Honda. This person got a Benz and I got a Honda. Why is what somebody else got a testament to what you got? Why, instead of congratulating you and saying, yo, hey, let's do something together. You know, you my buddy. We can both get a Benz. Why do they take that as a personal infraction of their life? When you get a mansion, all of a sudden they start looking at their yard. Instead of saying, yo, let me help you with your yard so I can go get one too. And let me tell you something. If you really want to know if you have friends, I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Start a business. Go start a business. Just any bullshit business. Go start selling Avon soaps and shit like that, and be like, hey, yo, look, you don't gotta go to Walmart no more. I'm gonna give you a discount. You can get, quality soaps and stuff like that. You can, you can get that from your boy. See who's gonna be your friend then. Nigga will sit up there and show you the receipt that, look, I bought this soap for this much from Walmart. Cause I want to go out of my way to say that I didn't buy it from you. And the funny part is that is only y'all know what's going on in y'all friendship. The world don't even be looking at y'all to be like, hey man, he buying soap from his friend. So who's there to impress? Y'all got to be okay with being alone. That's the default setting, y'all. Shout outs to Raven, man. Raven said, I thank Kuda for talking me into a prejudiced one wheel that threw me 6 feet into the fucking air, injuring my near invincible knees. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I have to watch out for my knees. Capricorns got to watch out for their knees and their teeth. Bones. Shout outs to Toya, free the pine cones. All right, let me catch up, guys. Brian Will says, man, all these moments made 1/3 shift. He said, I got to drop some donations on you, my boy. I feel you. Shout outs to you, bro. He said, you really got me through COVID. Moments, my G. COVID moments, my G. Appreciate you. And some content creators should be saluting you. For sure. And it's not like this shit happened in the 50s or the 60s and stuff like that. This is yesteryear, but nobody cares. Like I said, niggas are only loyal as the next nigga to go live, man. Respectfully. I don't even say that out of malice. No place of malice in my heart do I say that. It's just the truth. Yeah, there need to be a damn manosphere audit. Yeah, I did start opening up portals. Even my audience was like, Kuda, who are these people that you're introducing to us? Then they started popping up on y'all timeline and stuff like that, and then now they're household names. Yeah, they weren't around for Angel Ramirez. They don't know who Angel Ramirez is. Yeah, I architect a lot of stuff. Shout outs to Pardee in the building. Good to see you, man. Shout outs to everybody here. Yeah, Nature Boy. Yeah, I covered that whole Nature Boy series and stuff like that. So yeah, I've saved a lot of black women. I've saved so much black women in that little stint of my life. It was ridiculous. You wouldn't even believe me. Some of the women that I've saved. Rest in peace to my brother Todd. His wife was gonna leave him and go over there. I found out Todd passed away a couple years ago. It broke my heart. His wife was gonna go leave Nature Boy. I saved women over there that was with Nature Boy and brought a lot of them back home and stuff like that. So like when people be like, oh yeah, he's a tether and he doesn't know about black history and all this other goofy shit, I'd be like, bro, I hear you. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wowzers. I've literally saved black women. I literally saved black women. But guess what? None of that shit means a motherfucking thing. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Ask me when I found that out. It don't mean a fucking thing. I've saved more than 5 black women in that Nature Boy series alone. I saved groups of black women. And that's just me playing around with some of my contributions to the black community. That's just me playing around. That's just me. That's just me just lollygagging. What's going on, And1 Play 5? Good to see you, bro. Shout outs to everybody supporting the show. Let's keep the support going. It's Player Talk Radio. Much love and respect to everybody here. You said, and we're talking about the blank doll too. I forgot the name of that trucker. Yeah, Yumi. Yeah, and his doll had a phone and everything and stuff like that. Yeah, they weren't around for that. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing though. And one play five. When people think that they give you enough, people think that when they've got enough game from you, they just go ghost. You know, I'm not saying everybody needs to be here. You know, I understand if listen, hold on, y'all. If I help you become a content creator, I don't expect you to be here as much because I expect you to be off creating content respectfully. You know, and when I get the chance, I can come by, but like I can't listen, I can't hold your hand throughout your whole content creator journey. People forget that, yeah, he's a content creator also. Then I work double time, you know, night shift. I put in them days, I put in them nights and hours and stuff like that. If any of this shit is a slap to the face, it's definitely a slap to the face to me. There's people right now that can go live for like an hour and make thousands, regurgitating stuff that I've said and done, running their channels the exact same way. Oh, this is how they do the thumbnails. Oh, this is the style they do it. Oh, this is what they do. Oh, we listen. Club Shay Shay and Cam Newton and all these other people that are imitating us, y'all love them. I'm just saying. What's going on, Chris G? Y'all love him. Club Shay Shay never did a 12-hour live stream. Always expect the worst. As Capricorn, and I don't mean to like, you know, use chick crack or anything like that, but as Capricorns, we always do. We expect the worst and then we work our way back from that. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, we're gonna keep that there, and then we're gonna work our way from there to everything to prevent it from getting to there. You know, we absolutely do. We live in a world of fake people and shady bastards. You know, let me tell you something. If people were real, there really wouldn't be no goddamn content. There'll be way less content out here. You know. Shout outs to Party. He said, damn, Kuda had to pull out the hi-fi mic out the collar. Tug, man, listen. I switched. I had my I was using a headset, but for the last couple of shows, I switched from my Shure MV7, another microphone that I put in the space. Oh, fantastic. Love that microphone. I switched from my Shure MV7 and I'm using I'm actually using a vintage rare mic that is on a shock mount, but now I'm holding it in my hands. But I'm using I'll probably cam up later, but I'm using a vintage rare mic that is a hypercardioid microphone from Electro Voice. It's a little bit different than the Shure SM58. It's a lot brighter and is better with live and spoken word. I'm using a Electro Voice. Y'all can go look it up. I'm using a Electro Voice, a EV, a EV ND 767A. So I'm using a neodymium magnet microphone that is a hypercardioid. And it's a EV ND 767A. You know, it's a pretty cool mic. You know, it's one of the vintage mics that I bought, and that's why my voice is a little bit more bright. Running it through a P4, and what's I about to say? So there's no coloration on it and stuff. But literally there's like, because with the MV7 you still get background noise. I don't have no background noise at all. you know, and it is a really sensitive mic too. But I do like how it colors my voice, you know. So it's really dope, you know. So I'm glad you already you could pick up on it, you know. Some people they you know you have to have trained ears, y'all. You did. You said still looking up to that sky genie. You know, I said on the last show, I was like, you know, people can say it's God's fault, and you know they can say it's God, and by God they can even refer to themselves. You know, shout outs to Larry Legend in the building. Good to see you, bro. Shout outs to LT Man with the great scripture. He said, "You must train your mind to be stronger than your feelings, or you will love yourself." Timothy, 2 Timothy, verses 1 through 7. You know, Jay Green says, I feel the same. I still love Dave, but it's not the same him. Yeah. I don't want to say it's Africa, but like he's just different. You know, like even his face look. I mean, obviously people get old, but he doesn't seem like he did what he's done in reverse. You know, but the industry, you know, the industry will change you. Okay, LT Man, he corrected it. He said, you must train your mind to be stronger than your feelings, or you will lose yourself. 2 Timothy verses 1 through 7. Okay. Yeah, man, I've let my emotions lead me into places where my common sense would have taken me out of ASAP, you know? You said old Chappelle tries to be George Carlin. You know what? I never really got too deep into George Carlin, but I have acknowledged that he's a funny comedian. You know. You said that's why a lot of us jump ship. Yeah, and then also too, these guys don't think that they're manosphere, and their whole audience is manosphere. It's like, bro, you don't even notice that you inherited an already pre-cultivated audience. And most of these guys got their slang and terminology from y'all that got it from us. You know? Yeah, I was the first. Yeah, I definitely was the first to, mention roadcasters and bringing mics in production to this space. You know? But guys like O'Shea and a lot of these people, they'll turn around and be like, oh, well, since you're the guy that brings the mic to the space, why don't you have the success and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. It's like, because I did the noble thing as a brother. I said, fuck it. Let me give the game to a lot of, let me hold myself back. I didn't have to tell people shit. I could have just said, yo, yeah, they can figure it out on their own. I didn't have to do no damn tech shows. I didn't have to tell people a fucking thing. Honestly, I had a Roadcaster for 1.5 years before I told y'all what I was using. Nobody had sound effects, none of this stuff. Even down to the way that we use StreamYards and creating new features for StreamYards is from feedback and notes that I used to give StreamYard when I get off air. I gave Rode you know how much Roadcasters I done sold in this damn space without getting credit for it? And I did have an affiliate link, and niggas personally told me I didn't click your affiliate link because I didn't want to support you. And I bought my equipment and my gear, and now I don't know how to work it. So here, let me give you a little $5-10, right? To help me work some equipment that I bought maliciously out of not trying to support you. Like literally, and I don't talk about it because y'all wouldn't believe me. And I'm like, bro, how do I explain that to somebody? Somebody say, yo, I went out of my way not to support you, but here, now that I got it, I'm gonna support you because it's messing up and I don't know how to use it. And these were the would-be tech guys. These are the would-be tech guys, the guys that are supposed to be the tech guys, you know. Robots will never fully replace human. And that's still going to be a conversation that we're going to have in the future, Jazzy. Unfortunately, you know. Yeah, every content creator got an AI intro song and it's an unoriginal. Yeah, there's certain little AI elements that I use, but I completely stop it. I organically give y'all content. You know. Yeah, Sir Ism turned on me right before my birthday last month. Well, this month, January. Yeah, Sir Ism turned on me, so I just let him go. You know, I don't take it. I don't take it personal anymore. I'm like, I'm all the people, if they're still active, if they haven't nuked their channels, I get it. I'm like, damn, okay, so all of the people that I don't see anymore, they're gonna turn on me, and they're gonna, they gotta figure out a way to cut me off. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. I get it. Everybody has like a new like a character or like a new audience now. So there's like a whole bunch of there's a whole new audience here. Every other person, like every other five people, are probably like originals from your original chat when you first started doing YouTube. So there's like a whole bunch of new people here, and it doesn't look good for him to say, hey, this person helped me, or DJ Kuda would be proud of me, all the stuff he used to say and stuff like that. He feels that I didn't listen to him, so for whatever reason, a lot of people cut me off. They just go to the next DJ, and shout outs to DJ Witch Doctor. That's the next DJ that they jacking. So and then there'll be more DJs after him and Hamp and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, two DJs to replace one. I'm like, okay, cool. So and I'm cool with them. I definitely want to work with them, or would like to work with them. I'll embrace them. But the thing is, it's like there's a whole new audience here. And I get the narrative that it doesn't sit right that somebody, if you're established and people are looking at you on this high pedestal when you're really here, and you're selling this character to them and stuff like that. It's like you got a character to sell. So, at the expense of me, yeah, go ahead, throw me under the bus. Fuck it. You wouldn't be the first, for whatever reason, whatever goofy reason, he wouldn't be the first. So yeah, Ism turned on me and just start standing beside himself. So it's like cool. It ain't even if somebody's gonna turn on me, I'll just be like, when, me, I just be sitting back and be like, what, yeah, Dana, yeah, what's going on, Degenerate? Good to see you, bro. I'd be like, what did it for you, So like at this point, I just I look at niggas and be like, okay, well, what goofy excuse are you gonna use to get into it with me to completely cut me off? It's like I mean, niggas used to like just be loyal and hide it. Now it's like there's no loyalty. Niggas ain't even hiding it. They're just gonna just straight up be straight up lames. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the passport bros and the travel bro sector. Corey got sponsors and investors giving him a shot to clean this shit up, but that shit wasn't last night. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this is exactly why I'm solo, and I'm good with being solo. I have siblings and stuff like that. I have family and stuff like that, but I'm glad there was a good part of my teenage years that I spent by myself, and I took that time to be self-sufficient, and I learned a lot. LT Man said a spouse and a teammate are not the same thing. That's some real shit. That's some real shit right there, LT Man. Love builds a home, but teamwork builds an empire. But if your spouse isn't your teammate helping you grow financially, then they will miss out massively, for sure. Your woman damn near have to be your biggest fan. Has to be your biggest fan. Shout outs to the Hemp for Fitness YouTube channel. Yes. Make sure y'all subscribe to Hemp for Fitness YouTube. Check out their products. All right. You said a spouse. Yep, absolutely. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, Obsidian, shout out to Sub-Zero. Everybody that speaks on content falls into it automatically by default. Yeah, you're going to be manosphere by default. That's what I was telling Witch Doctor. It's like, I don't give a damn what you think you're doing. You're going to be called manosphere. It's good for you to know this in the beginning so there's no hiccups, you know? How do you feel about the conspiracy about Dave Chappelle? I don't know any conspiracy theories around Dave Chappelle. You know? Walmart turns autonomous robot forklifts. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. It's Player Talk Radio. I will be right back. Give me 1 second. It's Player Talk. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda, right back at the helm of today's show. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Shout outs to Geneva. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And make sure y'all support Geneva and follow her. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. It's Player Talk. All right, my bad, y'all. I didn't even get a chance to turn off the background music. Jesus Christ. Shout outs to everybody here. Yeah, man. Shout outs to everybody here. Yeah, some people are soul searching. Some people are trying to, you know what I'm saying, satisfy the flesh, you can say. You know, some people are soul searching. Others are trying to satisfy the flesh. You know, which one are you doing? You know, shout outs to LT Man. LT Man shared a video about robots and forklifts and stuff. Yeah, you know, I'm telling you, it's the organic trying to, you know, cultivate the mechanic. You know, the crazy thing about it though is, you know, ass is good, Shakanulu. The crazy thing about it is you know, you got these Amazon stores that just like literally that run with two people, you know, and this fucking claw goes up and down the aisles and you know, fulfills orders. You know, they grab the orders and stuff like that. You know, it's very amazing. They were talking the other day. I was talking to a friend about technology and stuff like that, and we were talking about Minnesota because they were from Minnesota, which is funny. Where was he from? He was from Duluth. One of them was from Duluth. I didn't know Duluth was a place, but I heard of the Duluth model and stuff like that. I was like, I know I heard this name before, but one of them was from Duluth. I think one of them was from Minnesota, like actual Minnesota, like Minneapolis. My bad. So yeah, we're talking about that, and we're talking about Elon Musk, and I was like, man, see, you don't want to have an enemy like Elon Musk because, you know, they can change the trajectory of human life. You know, fuck what the presidents say. You know, presidents. That's the thing about presidents, y'all. Presidents get replaced. You know, the president is 4 years. You know, I mean, obviously they can do things that last, you know, for generations. But what I'm saying is that if you change how people, even something as small as if you change how people interact with technology, you change the world. You know, if all phones had an update, mandatory, the world would change. And no matter how much phones and technology you use, if you couldn't go back, you're going to just have to live with it. You're just going to have to live with it. You know, he was telling me that because you know, they kind of didn't want to get into it, especially his girlfriend. It was a guy and his girlfriend. But like we ended up talking about Maduro. You know, when Trump came in and took Maduro, and stuff like that. And he was telling me, he was like, did you know that like they use like this sound sonar thing, and like it disoriented the soldiers and stuff in Venezuela and stuff like that. And his like girlfriend was like, she didn't believe him. And I'm like, bro, yeah, all of that stuff is real. Like there's weapons like that like out here, and stuff that's not even weapons that's like that that's out here. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was telling him, I was like, you have a cell phone right now, right? And your cell phone probably says 4G or 5G. Did you know those 5G towers that they were putting up during the pandemic? And I said this during the pandemic. You know, they turn up to a certain frequency, all of us would die. You do know that, right? You do know that, right? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Don't be surprised in the future. And this is not a surprise to me, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Your thoughts can be picked up by Wi-Fi. Oh, but here I go again, sounding crazy. That's the thing about society. The fucked up part about society is that when you're at least 2 years ahead of people in thinking, because I've tracked it, I'm like 2 to 3.5 years ahead of people in thinking. When you're at least 2 to 3 years ahead of people in thinking, just little mundane shit, you get called crazy by people that claim to be modern and current geniuses. Pay attention. Shout outs to Chris G. Bro, yes, get a head start on your birthday. Happy birthday to you. May wealth and success find you. Yes, sir. All right. 27 minutes past the hour. An hour and 55 minutes into the show. Shout outs to everybody here. I appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. Please support the show. It's Player Talk Radio. We are in the building, and we are still here. We are still streaming. We are still live. One of the last Manosphere Mohicans, I guess. You dig? You said, speaking of Amazon Fresh is closing. I don't know if they're closing in the States, but they're big in outside of the States. What do you mean new? That's where what comes from. Shout outs to Toya. Good to see you, Toya. I gotta catch up with you. I gotta catch up with you. Wink wink. Now John is considering placing AI data centers in space due to the cooling benefits. AI is running the world from space. Think about that. Yeah. And Venezuela, mandatory, they're getting Neuralink. So that's gonna be crazy. Shut the fuck up, Kuda. Stop starting shit. What do you mean? You said that's where my Wi-Fi and I feel bonded somehow. I'm telling you. If they turn, if they turn up those 5G towers, you would start bleeding from the nose and you would die. You do know that, right? Those signals are very harmful to people. I knew this stuff was coming when I was a kid in the 2000s, and I would hum a song in my head, and then a car will come by playing that exact same song, and I'm like, it happened to me so much. I was like, okay, this is not deja vu. Yeah, the Duluth model. Oh, you said so. That is where it came from. Yeah. I don't know where I was reading about the Duluth model. I think I was reading this book, and y'all didn't give a damn about it. If y'all go into my Discord, I need to re-download Discord. If y'all go into my Discord, literally, if y'all go see some of the posts that I made in Discord, aside from the shows, I give out free books. I have like a slight book club in my Discord, but I keep forgetting niggas don't read. But I think it came from this book that I put in the Discord called Naked Trading, and it's basically teaching you how to read like a chart without like the RSI value and all of the other stuff, and basically track trends and stuff like that with your bare eyes and stuff like that. But Y'all don't be reading and shit like that. But if you want to, you can go search my Discord. It's somewhere in Discord. Y'all can go get it. Also I put like Andrew Tate's expensive course for free in the Discord, so you guys can download all of this stuff. You can download. What other books did I put in Discord? I put a couple of books in Discord. You said I have the same thing you have, Kuda. Crazy, something like that happened before. Yeah. Your thoughts aren't cheap though. I mean, the brain is surrounded by water. You know what I'm saying? The brain is surrounded by water, so a lot of your thoughts are water. It's water. Also, too, anybody that knows anything, like right now, I'm drinking honey water. I'm not even gonna hold you. I end up buying something from this lady at this market. I thought it was kratom. I was like, oh shit, they're selling kratom, man. Let me buy a bottle. I didn't know what she was saying, and I thought it was kratom, and it wasn't kratom. It ended up being some thick ass honey, and I said, oh cool, I got some water at home. So I'm drinking like water and maybe some local, strong ass honey. So it's good. Yes. Our thoughts are water, and how they move is through electric. I'm glad you said that, Raven. Yes. New's an electrician too. So you might know a thing or two about a thing or two. Shout outs to New. But yeah, our thoughts are electrical impulses that travels to the nervous system. It is water. And it's water governed by electrical pulses. Oh, but the reason why I brought up water too, and this water bottle, I was saying, talk to your water before you drink it, and bottle it. Talk to water, talk to liquids. I know it seems crazy, again, but talk to your water before you drink it or consume it. They did a study. They took water and they played like music with it, and then they froze it, and the snowflakes took on a different, pattern. So water does hold vibrations. And what did Bruce Lee said? Be water, my friend. You pour water into a container, the water does not become the container, but it emulates and it takes on the shape of the container that it's filling. Talk to your water people. You said, imagine finding out that AI was actually alien software all along, waiting for humans to build the hardware infrastructure in space to manage Earth remotely. That's a really profound thought, but I wouldn't put it past it. Because I told you guys, when AI gets big, because our generation, we're going to want something organic, but like tail end Gen Z and Generation A, Alpha, they're not going to care if they're being taught by AI. AI is like everyday life. When they're going to have to use their imagination and stuff like that, or critically think, they're gonna lock down. They're gonna shut down anything off the grid. Your thinking is gonna have to be on the grid. You know what I'm saying? And I told you guys, I'm like humans aren't these we're profound, but like niggas don't need to chip us. Chip us for what? Most people don't use their brain. What a waste. The person that doesn't read doesn't hold a candle over the person that's illiterate. So the person that can read but doesn't kind of still sometimes put himself in the same boat as the person that's illiterate. You understand? I was looking at I don't know, it came on my timeline, some skit with T.I. and his kid, and his kid was trying to get T.I. to sign something because his kid didn't know how to write cursive, and T.I. picked up on it. He's like, oh, y'all don't know how to write cursive, you don't even know what cursive is. So a lot of these people don't even own the signature. You go open a bank account now, the bank give you a goofy ass folder and a dusty card and tell you to get the fuck on. They don't even give you checks or nothing. It's crazy, the times that we're living in now. You have to have an app for every fucking thing. And if you don't have the app, you just missing out. Having trouble with your bills? Did you download the app? You want to park in this certain parking lot? Oh, look, this company, they're the ones that write the ticket. But guess what? If you have the app, you don't have to worry about getting the ticket, because guess what? You can pay the parking meter through the app. You got to download an app to park here. There's no parking meter here. You have to download an app. Everything's a fucking app. Everything. And if you're not up to date, that means you don't have the app, or your app is not up to date. Your phone has not become your source of time, has not become your biggest footprint. Your phone got more information about you than you have more. Your phone knows more about you than you do. Your phone becomes your wallet. And imagine putting all of that energy into something that you can just lose. Hell, y'all are listening to this podcast on what? Your phone. Your phone is your external organ, comes with you to the bathroom. Your phone got fecal matter on it. You don't even know. Phone in the kitchen, phone at work, phone in your pocket, phone in the car, phone on your porch. It's an external organ. All right. Shout outs to everybody here. 2 hours and 5 minutes into the podcast. Please support the show by hitting the Cash App at $PTV888. You can also support by hitting the PayPal. Please respect the platform. Show your love to the show. Well, let's get into the game. Hopefully, and this is not the end, because O'Shea done made about 30 videos now. We'll get into Corey Holcomb again in this Anton Daniels situation. It's good that Anton, I guess, apologized to Kwame Brown. So hopefully they can close that door on quote unquote beef. Which is a good idea. You don't need no more beef. But you got Corey Holcomb. People is like, oh well, Corey Holcomb, he's playing victim now, and they're trying to say he's playing victim because of that lady resurfaced, and she's going on tour and slandering him and saying that he punched her and violently mushed her in the face and all this other stuff, where like it's on camera, like we can see for ourselves. There was no whiplash. Honestly, I'm not a fan of men putting their hands on women at all, but what she said happened did not really happen. And she was antagonizing him and all kinds of shit, but he's being called a woman beater and all this other stuff, and people are trolling him and just being unreasonable to our brother Corey Holcomb. But what was the first thing I told you guys when he got into it with Anton? And ladies, I hate to go there, but I gotta say this because I want to keep it real with y'all, but I want to keep it where it should be. There's nothing wrong with loving women, celebrating women, showing deep favor and compassion for women. But to a certain degree, you can't worship women. Okay, you can't worship women. And a lot of women, they worship themselves too, you know. um I mean, and I get it, you gotta love you, you gotta be intact with yourself and stuff like that. But to a certain degree, to even do that right effectively, you have to stand outside of yourself. Now, in a weird way, I'm in what's called the red pill sector, or the, affiliated with the black manosphere, or whatever, y'all want to call this shit, this bullshit, that this dumpster fire that's going on these days, right? And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, because like I said, I'm in it too. I'm not excluding myself. I'm guilty also of women worship. But one of the biggest things that's unsettling that you'll find in the black community is that at the end of the day, no matter what you do, it gets reduced to female worship, women worship. And it goes beyond outside of what women would personally want for worship, in a relationship and respect and all of that good stuff, It goes outside of, women's worship. Earlier today, I was, jokingly, Raven was talking about like Nature Boy and stuff like that. And I was saying, how much black women I've actually saved personally. I didn't set out, I didn't necessarily set out to do that, but it happened. And I ended up saving a bunch groups of women in that little debacle. I've saved plenty of people in my life. I just don't get the chance to really sit down and tally all of it up. People got to come back in my life and remind me, yo, you saved this, or you saved me, or you, and I'm like, damn, I did, and I just be like, well, how's everything? I hope all is well. I just be befuddled, But despite me doing all of that, and I wish I want to say it's not in vain. I hope it's not in vain. But that doesn't give me rank in the black community. That doesn't elevate me. That doesn't untether. That doesn't untether me. That doesn't. Like I don't get no tokens or points from that. Even from black women, I don't really get no points from that. A black woman is not gonna sit here. A black woman would sit here and say, hey, Kuda actually personally saved me. I had a couple of them say that was in that whole Nature Boy series thing, that I literally saved them. I have women that's pending that that would love to meet me and just give me a hug or whatever, and I appreciate them. But it's like, go live your life. Shout outs to BP and a couple of the other women from from that series. I don't get anything out of that, respectfully. And the way that you have to worship women in the black community is like damn. If I really tallied it up, it's like somebody can say, yo, you saved our God, whatever the fuck that means. So I looked at it and I was like, well, I don't know what's going on, Andre. I don't know why Corey is going in on Anton basically at the end of the day on the topic of quote unquote race loyalty. I understand why our sisters have an obligation to race loyalty. I understand why the brothers do too, but we're talking about the brothers in this situation. And your race loyalty, black men, is depending, it basically is on top of it's placed on top of how much you worship and serve black women. You understand what I'm saying? And is riddled in hypocrisy. It does not matter when you say or don't, or you infringe on black women then you get kicked out of the black community. You know what I'm saying? Ask Umar. And this is why it's very lucrative to be a simp. One of the easiest people to convince you that they're pro-black is a simp. I'm pro-black, but I'm not wrong knowing this as a pro-black man. You know, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like once you don't, or you have a discrepancy with black women, which is natural, and you should have a discrepancy with your woman or a woman. It's even a inter-social dynamic thing with people. You get kicked out of the black community. It don't matter what you did. It don't matter how much women you save. None of that shit matters. You get kicked out of the black community. Dr. Umar spent his best years of his life simping, which a lot of Hotep guys, they're simps too. They're abusive also. But a lot of the Hotep guys, they're super simps. Look at how they canceled Dr. Umar during COVID. I mean, during not even during COVID, but during the election time, when he said that voting for Kamala respectfully might not be the best option. Look at how they canceled Dr. Umar. I mean, simps are meant to be disposable. Black men and men in general are used and they're disposable. But you see how they excommunicated him and got him up out of the black community. And then now, you know, other than the internet forget games, you know, he kind of semi-weaseled his way back in. But black women didn't forget that. And what I'm trying to say is that black men don't have the rank to kick anybody out the damn black community. It don't matter what you say. Black men don't have the rank to kick anybody out of no goddamn black community. You cannot get kicked out of the getting kicked out of the black community from a black man is funny. That's almost laughable. So when you look at this Corey and Anton thing, look at how it was funny as hell how Anton was supposed to be kicked out of the black community. He was supposed to be kicked out of the black community because he gets along with white people and he hangs out with Myron and people that are anti-black. For some reason, now he's just anti-black. Right? Which is laughable. Because look how less than a week later, with weirdo evidence and just a videotape, now the person that was doing the kicking out of the black community is now on trial to get kicked out of the black community also. A soldier that was ready to fight another brother over his beliefs that he thought that the other brother believed, or maybe the other brother did believe it, but a soldier, somebody that was holding another brother to task. Hey, why don't you say something about white people? Hey, why don't you prove your allegiance and your loyalty to the black community by saying something bad about white people? Now he's on trial to get kicked out of the same community that he sought to defend or, you know, chastise another black man for. Then the funny part is the woman being light-skinned. Oh, we haven't got to the light-skinned element of all of this shit. First of all, they're not even rocking with that comedian sister that's light-skinned. I'm pretty sure there's someone somewhere is calling her a tether. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I've seen her in passing, but I don't think black people support her comedy or her comedy shows, because she would have been doing comedy instead of being a thug and selling crack and all that meth and all that other goofy shit she sells or sold and dealt with. So you have a racially ambiguous Keisha, because that's what they're going to call her, claiming that Corey abused her. And that's a no-no, quote unquote, in the black community. You cannot be a loyal race soldier or simp in the black community if you're putting your hands on black women. And then your type of comedy, they don't think you like black women anyway. So they got Corey up out of here faster than Anton. And then another thing, I think Anton put out some goofy video, which is true, and I've alluded to it to a certain degree, where he said that, you know, they don't care about his family, and a lot of the hate that his family is receiving is because his daughter is dark-skinned, which is true, and his wife is darker skinned, which is true. But equally, I think they're both beautiful young black women. Good luck with asking the community. So Anton is a little bit under fire because you have goofball women trying to critique it. And let me tell y'all something, ladies. Y'all know a thing or two about men. Don't get me wrong, but y'all have no idea about no goddamn man. And the funny part is, women know men when they're in lust. You don't know men with their thoughts on lust, not necessarily, you know, post nut clarity and none of that shit, but you don't know men's thoughts on lust, meaning, i.e., you don't know necessarily men's standards. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know men's standards. And it's also an enigma too, if we're going on the topic of dating, because men don't even understand their own standards. You understand what I'm saying? But men are more likely to stick to their standards than women are. But let me give you some game. I was listening to this woman trying to psychoanalyze it and break it down. And she was like, oh, Anton says that he's always out with a baddie and stuff like that. But if you look at the baddies that he's out with, they're all light skinned. It's a female conversation, introducing the concept of colorism and featureism. You know, anytime you see colorism and featureism introduced into the concept, it's always some bullshit female talking point. You understand what I'm saying? So she was going over how fucked up Anton is because every time he says he's with a baddie, it's someone that's light skinned and they don't look nothing like his wife. And they're not smart enough to know that men don't choose their side chicks to look like their wives. There will be a completely different woman. Like, a guy will have a sister as a wife and like his side chick will be like Chinese and shit. You know, like they don't understand how men think. Like the whole point of leaving your house to go look for happiness is not to go look for the same thing that you got back at home. Even though you're leaving love to go look for love. Does that make sense? So a lot of times a man, if he does get a side chick, it could be dramatically different. And if he calls them a baddie, that doesn't mean that his wife is not a baddie, and that doesn't mean that, oh, well, I don't like dark-skinned women, so my side chick got to be light-skinned. Niggas aren't even thinking like that. And we don't look for our mothers in our wives, or we don't look for, like, real guys don't look for their mothers and their wives, and we don't play those type of games when it comes to like a side chick or whatever. And number one, like I said, I don't believe Mika is his side chick. She's somebody that he works with, and he was willing to get on camera with her, so he's not hiding her. Like, how can you hide somebody with a YouTube channel that's on your YouTube channel? How does that work? So it's just a bunch of women that don't know what the hell they talking about. You know, don't know what they talking about. Oh, why is he referring to her as a baddie? And his wife is dark skinned. What does that automatically not make her a baddie? You know, I think Anton's wife looks beautiful. You know, and she might not be y'all cup of tea, but shit, she's somebody's cup of tea. And then this is the thing. This is what y'all don't understand. Women that are wifeable have a look. Women that are wifeable actually have a look. Hard to believe, don't it? And the wife look doesn't necessarily mean that she's hot or super hot or got to be a baddie. Baddies don't get looked at as wives like that. That's another thing. A lot of women are aspiring to be baddies. Baddies aren't wife material. They are what they are. Baddies. That's it. Some women, they just look good to be with, not necessarily wife. Like Lori Harvey, she looked good to be with. But honestly, some of these women that look good to be with, putting a ring on them is like putting a bumper sticker on a Bentley. Now, why would I do that? Or a car bra. So the wife has a look. And believe it or not, the side chick has a look. And here's some more player shit that y'all don't know about wives and side chicks. The wife and the side chick deal with the same guy, obviously. But the side chick gets the real guy, and the wife knows the real guy. UFO said last week it was about street code. This week is let me introduce you to my lawyer. Hilarious. Yeah, he put some random nigga up on the screen like, who the hell is this nigga? Oh, that's my lawyer. I'm like, oh boy, you about to lose your case. Y'all want to know the irony? If Corey Holcomb brings that lawyer into the courtroom, and let's just say, you know, because these people are pro-black. If you have a room full of black lawyers, and let's just say somebody got a white lawyer, the white lawyer will win. For sure. Let that be the only white man in the room. Even if the judge is black, even if everybody's black, if you have a black lawyer and I don't give a damn if you're the plaintiff or the defendant. If they have a white lawyer, that white lawyer is gonna win. Just off of aesthetics. Respectfully. Some free game right there. Last week it was about jail and prison. This week is I've advised my lawyer not to speak on these things, and then spend the whole show fucking up your case. Corey done fucked up his whole case on that last show. Bringing other people on and stuff like that. That's the problem with us brothers, and just even us on the internet. You know, the court of public opinion is more important than our actual court cases, you know. But I mean, I guess he could fuck up his case. I mean, there's really no money to get out of it. I don't even think TMZ is gonna shell out any money. All they got to do is just run another story. Baddies are for recreational use unless they serve another purpose, for sure. But that's how one-tracked and one-minded some of these women are. Like, and it tells you how much they don't know about men when they're quote unquote not in quote unquote sex mode. That this nigga's supposed to spend his whole side dude career chasing women that look after his wife. The side chick don't necessarily look like your wife, and I have these women, they're not used to dealing with a guy that that has they're not used to dealing with a guy that has a type. That was one of the first things that I learned as a player, that they're not used to dealing with a guy that has a type. Every so often, like if I have like a girlfriend or something, and there's like a show or something that we're watching, like if she's watching like Baddies or some goofy show, Love and Hip Hop or whatever, and then sometimes like you just ask her a question if y'all like just like fuddling around or whatever, and just be like, yo, all the girls in the house, who do you think I would choose? Or who do you think I would go after, or will wife up or whatever, or whoopty whoop, right? And if your girl don't know what type of woman that you're gonna go after, she might not know a lot about you. I remember one of my girlfriends, and it was my fault because I did take her from a dude, and it was my fault for making her a girlfriend at the time. But hey, fuck it, you live, you learn, right? I remember she was somehow still talking to her ex, and I guess her ex was talking to another girl, and somehow she was talking to him still, and he was like, I'm talking to the girl that he's talking to. Mind you, I told her to cut him off. Like, why are you even talking to him? Sometimes you don't even have to tell your girl to cut nobody off. Why are you still talking to this person? And it was this fat girl. I'm like, bro, first of all, respectfully, I don't know, dude. My fault, from taking you from him or whatever. But bitches was ready to go anyway. And it's like, what does he think I'm chasing him? Like squandering all the women that he's talking to? Like what's going on here? And then second of all, show me this text thread. Why are you talking to him? Then I'm looking at her like, you should know me better to know what I would go for and not go for. I was offended when she showed me the other girl. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? First of all, I'm damn near about to cuss her out. What the fuck is wrong with you? To insinuate that I would mess around with you on that. with that. So I just flipped the script. All right, well, why are you talking to him? Because that's not happening. You said your female character witness goes into a rant about how she will remove her nails and throw hands on your show. Brilliant. What are you talking about, UFO? Andre said, any bitch I fucked with, I told them. Even if you look in another man's direction, I'm out unless we just casual. I mean, I ain't gonna break up with no woman for reckless eyeballing and shit like that, but like, I don't know. I just felt she was with me for a certain amount of time. She kind of should know what type of women I'm like, that I like or that I'm into and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't cheat. That's number one thing I don't do. I've been a side guy. Before. And let me tell you, too, some of you niggas don't stand a chance. But I don't cheat. You know, I don't cheat. You know, sadly, you know, all the lies that y'all listen to and read on the internet, you know, players do have a code. You know, we respect other people's marriages. We're happy for other people. You don't necessarily cheat. You don't have to. You just leave. You know, like real players, like there's stuff that I can tell you that players go through, and it's like, okay, that nigga got to be a real fucking player to even say something like that or articulate like, you know, something like that. You know, like let me tell you how let me tell you one of the things one of the ways that I knew at one point that I knew at the time that I was a player. Sometimes you don't even have to break up with women. That ever happened to y'all? Yeah, y'all just don't see each other no more. You didn't break up with her. She didn't break up. They just fall off. You haven't been too busy to break up? I know it's not just me. You know? And whole team, y'all wasn't even together for real. It's just, you know, hey. Just busy. Honestly, players are men with the dating pool of women. Like with the men. Honestly, players are like men with a woman's dating pool. You know? Maybe like 6 months later, hey, I wonder what such and such is doing. Corey's female character witnessed guest last night. Oh yeah. She was from Chicago. Listen, all of the guests that he had on his show, he was going out of his way to prove he didn't do anything with that women and shit like that. The thing is that there's already video footage of it, and the woman was lying. I mean, obviously he has a strong case against the woman, but just don't squander your damn case by bringing all of these other people on, telling a different rendition of the story and stuff like that. There's video footage right there. And, you know, he's going to learn that he's not going to get, you know, other than the people that really rock with him, listen, you infringed in the black community. You did something to some random black woman. Well, she wasn't random. And she was kind of like a crackhead. But do you think people care? Do you think people care? They're just going to go off of what they saw. And they barely can tell you the truth about what they saw, because obviously he mushed her. But people are going to go around and say he punched her. When people don't like you, they can't tell the difference between being mushed and punched. It's the same shit. Yeah, Andre. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, if he hangs up on women that don't say good morning or whatever and stuff like that, it basically teaches them to when they call them back, it basically teaches them to come proper. You know. Corey got endless jokes of abusing and assaulting women, so he's not going to live that down. Fortunately for Corey, black women don't give a fuck about niggas putting their hands on them. Black women put their hands on each other. Black women ain't worried about no nigga that beat no bitch. Like, for real, bro. Evil niggas don't worry about women. Like, women love evil ass niggas, bro. You know who never has problems with women? A evil nigga. Evil niggas never have. They come with bitches. They come with bitches. I literally told my friend this last night. Or the other night, right? I said, go. You know what gets preyed upon with you as a man? You grew up watching superheroes. You grew up watching Spider-Man, right? Who did Spider-Man come with? He came with Mary Jane. Oh, look. Somehow Mary Jane's goofy ass is on some type of roof in New York, and she fell off the roof, and somehow Spider-Man knows her every movement, so he's gonna come by and swoop her up. Spider-Man gotta save this bitch about 5 times within one series. So you are on the good guy side, and you're taught to, oh, I gotta go save this woman. You have to go save bitches. Batman. Who Batman? Batman got hella bitches. Batman be flirting with Poison Ivy. He be flirting with was it the cat? He be flirting with Vicky Vale. What's her name? Vicky Vale. Batman got some hoes, but guess what? Look at the Joker. And I keep forgetting her name. I don't know why I keep forgetting her name. Was it Marilyn something? I don't know. I keep forgetting the girl's name. The Joker came with a biatch. Evil niggas, they show up with women. They be trying to get rid of women. You can't show me an episode of Batman where Joker is running around trying to save his lady, no matter what Batman does to her. As a matter of fact, he'll throw his lady in front of him. Yeah, Harley Quinn. What's going on, D Chicago? Harley Quinn, yeah. He don't even have to throw his lady. His lady knows he will throw her in front of him. So she just says, fuck it. She jumps in front of the Batarang. Batman throws a smoke bomb at the Joker. She gonna jump in front of it. Women, evil niggas don't have a shortage of women. Evil niggas, they come with women. In a real world scenario, Jasmine from Aladdin would have ran off with Jafar. Evil niggas don't have to worry about no goddamn women. So I don't know why people are like, man, Corey's career is over. No, that shit actually just got rejuvenated. It just got started. When Derek Jackson cheated on his wife, that was the best thing that could happen to him. At least you know he's human. It's even better because guess what? Now the women that thought they didn't have a chance with him know that they can have a chance with him. I know his money went up after that. So it's okay. It's actually I wouldn't say it's satisfying, but yes, black man, you can be an evil nigga. You're probably better off that way. You know, stop trying to prove that you're like a good guy and all this other stuff. Black women, man, ain't no woman, bro. You would never lose. You lose respect. Some people will fake not kick it with you and shit like that. Some people will pop jokes, but you're not gonna lose women. You will get more women being an abusive nigga than a good guy. I've had women break up with me because I wouldn't put my hands on them, and all they know was niggas that put their hands on them. Like, you don't know this woman, you don't know her father. Maybe some of y'all do, but you don't know how her father disciplined her, or you know how you don't know how she handles certain things. You know, some women like they clock clean. They like they reset button hit. Listen, I don't make the rules. You know, but now that you know that, you know, I've talked about this for a long time ago. You know, I've even done shows. Go back to some of my OG shows when I talk about don't be Ray with the rice. You know, y'all be liking unhinged, unstable women. And I get it, the sex good. Y'all, you know, sometimes, you know, y'all be slapping each other and all kinds of shit. Cool. But in public, people ain't gonna understand that. When Ray Rice, you know what I'm saying, went Kratos on his woman in the elevator, she already done lunged at him, she done spit on him and stuff like that. She done slapped him a couple of times, and he fucked up his bag in that one little moment that they caught on camera. You know, and they both were drunk. You know. And then she went on the news, and Diane Sawyer and all these people was talking to her like, oh my God, you're a victim. You need to leave him and stuff like that. And she was looking at them bitches like, well, look, something happened. My bad. He's letting me come out here and talk to y'all, but like, I ain't no damn victim. You know, a bitch need her clock clean. They were trying to tell her, oh, don't marry him, and oh, you can get money and all this. Man, she went and married that man. These hoes don't give a fuck. Even now, I'm in a place right now. I can't even tell y'all what these women go for out here, and I'm talking about the local women. I can't even tell you what they go for out here. That shit is so crazy. But it's stuff that I've talked to y'all about before, you know. And the thing about the abusive guy, let me tell y'all psychologically where a lot of women get off with the abusive guy. A lot of women like to be the source of why a man loses his control. They get off on the fact that every so often, even if it's not frequently, they get off on the fact that they can make you lose control. You know what I'm saying? They get off on the fact that they have that type of power over you, that they can make you lose control, and they're the source of it. You wouldn't do that for anybody else. It's like a nothingness trophy. But the reason why women love stuff like that, and they get off on the fact that, you know, that a man can't help himself or talk himself out of something and lose control over them, even if it's something as abuse and things like that, is because that's how they feel towards him. You know, a lot of women, when they love you to a certain degree and stuff like that, they feel that they're not in control, and it's because of you. You're the source of it. Even when you quote unquote abuse them and they want to run to somebody, you know, for shelter, guess who's the first person they want to run to? The same person that abused them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women, when they feel that way when they lose to a man. See, when you do something to a gangster, he go look for your family if he can't get to you. You know what women do when they can't get to you and they want you to feel hurt? A lot of times they know that you want to protect them, so a lot of times they talk about hurting themselves to get to you. See, you see the difference? So what I'm saying is, like if you ever, and I tell you guys to get out of a situation like that. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you love someone and you can't just easily leave, and it's a toxic relationship, you need to get the fuck up out of that, because it's only gonna get worse if you're not getting no type of help. So she stood by her man and married her man, So, and a good part of dealing with women and dating women is literally saving them from themselves in certain areas. And women, they love it. They love a guy that can save them from themselves a little bit. But you got to be able to point out that you do that, or it has to be obvious, painstakingly obvious. D Chicago said, "I know your girl got your phone, because there's no way a man could draw this conclusion." I didn't say Anton said he was an evil guy. I wasn't saying Anton said he was an evil guy, and I didn't even bring up Anton being evil. Using that logic, I was talking about that with the colorism, but that doesn't mean that Anton is an evil guy. That just means that he keeps bad bitches with him. A guy is not wrong to say he keeps beautiful women around him, even if he has a wife. Some guys just keep beautiful women around him. I know, as a ladies man, I like being in when first of all, I like being alone, but I like being in the company of beautiful women that's like not emotionally or verbally taxing. I like being in the company of beautiful women. Some women, they like their husbands to be around beautiful women, even if it's not them, even though he's not doing nothing, he's just around beautiful women. And there's a certain level of decorum and behavior that you can have around beautiful women. A lot of women like that, as a matter of fact. That's to a certain degree, that's what attracts them to some of the men that they deal with, because he's social. It's his social proof. He's valid. He didn't necessarily give up his boat, meaning that, you know, women will come around him and be around him and stuff like that. But he's, you know, as long as he's behaved and he's not, you know, cool. God uses the evil dude as bait to allow the wicked woman to remove her mask so that righteous men can avoid her to a certain degree. I've seen evil and horrible women hide behind evil niggas to look like good bitches. That's another thing. I didn't say I forgot what I said already. I just told y'all what I was talking about when I said Anton and keeping bad bitches. That it's a female argument because, you know, they're bringing up colorism. Rather than being mad at Pookie for taking the chick, you should be thanking them for taking the trash out for you, for sure. And guess what? Like I said on the last show, we got to have more archetypes for black men in these spaces. That's another problem that has yet to be addressed. And these new cats coming in, asking all these questions and stuff like that, they're not even, you know, updating the landscape here. We need to have more than just Pookie and Ray Ray and Educated Lane, because there's a bunch of different types of black men. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, you know, one of the only things you see everybody in there talking about Pookie and Ray Ray, but not one nigga around this bitch. I have, but not one nigga around this bitch just say, hey, why don't you just interview Pookie? Y'all niggas be trying to psychoanalyze and compartmentalize and pick apart women's anatomy to see if you can get more women. And it's like, why don't you talk to people that actually get women? I get it, y'all player haters, so y'all don't want to talk to a player. Why don't y'all go talk to Pookie and Ray Ray? How do you do it? Effortlessly. Because I found out that guys don't just want Keishas, they want Keishas. They want a bunch of them. You know? To have a baddie as a friend that you're not trying to hit, make it clear to her that you're a player and she's a wing woman. So you're gonna want to friend zone her. But the problem with friend zoning her is that they like you more when you friend zone them. So you literally have to use her as a wing woman, and she got to see you getting with other women. But the thing is that when she sees you getting with other women, she's gonna want to get with you too, and you got to be able to say no, you know, or write her off, you know. And also, like, have a platonic relationship with them. Basically, like, you owe her a little bit of money, or she owes you a little bit of money, and that is like collateral between you two. I can get into that a little bit later though, but what I'm saying is that you're using that as boundaries for friendship, you know. But nowadays, these younger couples or these younger cats now, they have something called a they have something called a free use relationship, you know, where you can free use people, like you can freely sleep with them whenever you want and stuff like that, you know. They're repackaging friends with benefits and polygamy and shit. So it's called a free use relationship, you know. So that's another way to be sleeping with people with no strings attached. You said there's also righteous men who attract beautiful women that try to lure him to the dark side. Yeah, but I mean, when you like 1-on-1 with your lady and stuff like that, and she know you ain't finna cheat and stuff like that, man, both of y'all can relax, you know. And you could be around beautiful women if your job, or even if it's something that you like to do, you just like being around beautiful women, you know. If you're an artist and you constantly need a muse, and you don't necessarily have to be sleeping with this woman, cool. And nowadays too, it's actually more prevalent because nowadays there's a lot of stuff missing in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of stuff missing in relationships nowadays. Again, the 5 things that you guys learned here that I've told you guys over the years that are missing in a relationship is chivalry, public display of affection, foreplay, courtship, and romance. All 5 of those things are missing. So sometimes you'll be in a full-fledged relationship with your lady and there's no PDA, there's no foreplay, and there's no romance, but you guys are chivalrous, you know each other, y'all familiar with each other, and you guys buy gifts for each other, and it's somewhat romantic. But let's say you're an artist and you need another muse, and I'm not gonna go as far as to say you can touch on other women or do whatever with other women, but like I said, certain things that you're not getting with your woman, you can kind of facilitate that with another woman, but not necessarily go to final base. People have those weird relationships. I've actually seen those weird relationships like actually work. And like I've seen women tell their men that they can cheat and that man doesn't cheat. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen it from sea to sea, Oh my goodness, there she goes. Happy New Year. Shout outs to Nicer in the building. Shouts to Nicer. I've been giving Nicer shout outs. You said I'm missing a beat. Did you take it, Kuda? Actually, shout outs to you. I actually been playing your beat on the show. Let me see if I can find it. This one. I love this beat. It's called Eskimo Kisses, y'all. Y'all hear me play this beat? This is Nicer's beat right here. Shout outs to Nicer in the building. Good to see you. Happy New Year's. You said my sister has a female friend that didn't tell me she was married till after I smashed. Yeah, that happens too. You said I cursed her the fuck out and never spoke to her again. Her long-term mission failed once the truth was revealed. Yeah, you got a lot of women that are separated from their husbands and they're out here dating. He said, I hate that dudes in the space call themselves educated lames. You're just a regular black man. Yeah, but what does that entail? Because a lot of gangsters that I know, they're nerds. They're nerds. D Chicago says, I don't even know why I'm reading your comments because it's just goofy shit. No adult woman in an adult relationship is complaining about PDA. That's high school stuff. Actually, they are. This is how not in touch with the world that you are, D Chicago. A lot of women nowadays are complaining about public display of affection. There is no public display of affection these days, especially in the United States. I know why there's not any here where I'm at, because they have a concept called saving face out here. But there is no public display of affection in the United States. As a matter of fact, you are dumb as hell in America if you are running around kissing people. Kissing, I'm talking about kissing. It's a lost art. Kissing is a lost art. Let me tell y'all something. Like a lot of the players in the West, y'all don't be kissing these women like that. Niggas don't be kissing like that. Like people ain't. Remember, like back in the day, like shit. Like last time I seen shit like this was like 07, 08. Like by 2015, that shit was a dub. nigga. When you're dating someone or you're getting to know someone and shit like that, y'all don't be kissing. Niggas be full on having sex and haven't kissed this person. And to a certain degree, I will call you dumb if you're out here kissing people. Now you want to move the goalpost in relationships. People wait to get in relationships to actually kiss people. People ain't out here kissing like that. Niggas ain't making out and full on doing stuff like that. The reason also too why I say foreplay is gone, because you know, kissing and making out like that was a part of foreplay. You know, but people ain't kissing like that. People are hooking up, and that type of behavior, it comes after chivalry. That type of behavior comes after getting to know somebody. When people are doing SDLs, when they're getting same day lays and stuff like that, they're not focused on passionately kissing somebody. They're not focused on learning someone's body and all that other stuff. Kissing is like damn near regulated to relationships nowadays. Y'all got to go outside. If you're in a relationship, yeah, you're going to kiss somebody. But even people in relationships, they're not really trying to. I know a lot of people that ain't trying to kiss that person, kiss their partners like that. You know? You said, I cursed a chick. And it's sad. I mean, I'm not even going to hold you. It is kind of sad, you know? But that's what comes with hookup culture. Kissing ain't a part of hookup culture. You know, you said, I cursed a chick out and went 2 years without speaking to my sister because she knew her friend was married all along. Yeah, and your sister will facilitate trying to brush her friend off on you, and know that her friend has a husband. You know, the best friend knows everything. But nowadays, you got to be careful with the best friend and your lady, because your lady probably slept with her best friend. That's another thing heterosexual men have to look out for, and it's sad. You know, when you cross-reference your lady, you got to, you know, shout outs to Nicer. Oh my goodness, yes. Where do you be at these days? I need to check in with you, Mace, and everybody. I know these sectors are super toxic. I wanted to get your take on a lot of stuff, but I know we got bigger and better stuff to worry about. Please be safe out there in Minnesota. I know so much stuff is going on there. You know, I definitely want to get your take on it. I'm going to try to do a political show soon. Yeah, your sister and her best friend set that up. I've seen stuff like that happen. Yeah. You literally said, what's missing in a relationship? I just listened to it again. You forgot what you said again. I said relationships, but what I mean is like modern day dating. But a lot of that stuff is missing in relationships also. A lot of women don't get to court the guy that they're with until she's pregnant. A lot of women don't get to know the person that they're with until they're actually in a relationship or share something. A lot of women don't really kiss a guy until they act like kiss a person until they actually in a relationship. A lot of people don't have foreplay with each other and stuff like that until like they live with each other or they have an extended amount of time with each other. A lot of people, you know, so it is what it is. She said you don't know a lot of women, Kuda. Man, that's something that a woman would say, bro. Nicer said, for sure. You said, you know how to get a hold of. Yeah, I don't have my Discord anymore. We'll actually re-download Discord. I was gonna email you, but I don't know if you know I don't know if I emailed you from this email before. I don't know if you would know it, but because I had to make another email for my bookkeeping business. But I'll email you. I'll email you off my bookkeeping business email. You know, I got you. How you gonna tell another man to stop talking about women you don't know about women? Nigga, I'm gonna talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You stop. Like how do you get off going in somebody's chat room and telling on somebody's show and telling them to stop talking about what they finna talk about? The stuff that I'm saying is making sense. Like I literally can back up every single thing I'm talking about. if I don't know about something, I wouldn't talk about it. But that's how women are. Women will hook up their married friends if they know their husbands is cheating or they don't like their husbands or whatever with another man or their brother or somebody close by. Women will, you know, do a lot of shiesty shit. You know. Okay, nice. Thank you so much. You said, shoot me an email too. What's going on, Shiesty Bum? Look, speaking of Shiesty, shout out to Shiesty Bum. You said, shoot me an email too, Kuda, especially if you make any soca beats anytime soon. Carnival season is here. Yeah, I was gonna make something, but I have a loop. But I got this I got my Novation circuit tracks here. I just need a you know, tweak the sounds on it, you know. You said men do that too. Yeah, but men go about it a different way. Like, men will tell a man what's going on so he can look out for shit. Women, y'all omit information and don't tell us shit, and then next minute some niggas coming home and shooting us in the chest. Rest in peace to Trouble. You know, y'all don't be telling, y'all be omitting stuff. Women, y'all omit so much stuff. You know, a man will at least lay it out for you. You know. And women make better cheaters too, you know, to a certain degree. You know. But some of those situations, you got to work your way into it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had siblings, you know, try to introduce me to people and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm good. You know, my dating pool, even though it might, even if my dating pool ain't going the best at that time, you know, I can figure out my dating pool if I want to. But you do date through your social circle. You know what I'm saying? If you can't figure out your dating pool, your mother or your father, your parents can introduce you to somebody. You know, people are everywhere. You know, so you know. But listen, everybody, we'll do another show later on. I know it's nighttime where you guys are. 12 a.m. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda. If you got any value or soaked up any game from today's show, please support the show respectfully. I didn't get a chance to talk about what I wanted to talk about, and even on the last show, I didn't even. It's funny, a O'Shea video made me fire up the last show, and I didn't even get a chance to talk about it. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about Corey. We're gonna talk about you know, some other stuff, Anton, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. You know, just a lot of work to put in. All right, it's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host. And same one, I gotta hit you up too, man, about some cybersecurity stuff, about some real techie stuff, man. Shout outs to you, my brother, man. Make sure you inside warm, safe, and out of this mess. All right. Shout outs to everybody on the East Coast. Shout outs to everybody on the West Coast. He said, I dated a chick named Lisa. Her female friend introduced her to another guy so she can shoot her shot at me. Diabolical shit. Yeah. Another thing too, though, when you're a young man and you're dating and you're getting like women in a bunch of janky different situations and stuff like that, because I do remember dating a bunch of women and I'm like, damn, all of these broads have a man for real, or some random orbiter lurking somewhere. You start to believe that you're tainted. Like, do I got side nigga energy on me? You know, and then you stop believing women too. You know, you know, you're hanging around a bunch of untruthful women all day. So, you know, be careful having that energy on you, because side dudes and sneaky niggas do have an aura on them, and it is a diabolical scratch that can itch, and they can work their way into some wild situations when it comes to people and their relationships and them stepping out, and maybe and they're stepping out and you obliging. So listen, it's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda, right back at the helm of today's show. See you guys on the next one. Thank you everybody that hit the like button. Thank you everybody that supported the show. Peace.
What's up, nigga? You wanna talk some shit? Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
You wanna sell that shit? Call these motherfuckers ASAP.
Yeah, I said some shit. What? Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
The hardest niggas is standing by, ready to pick up that phone. Buff niggas, dark niggas, Asian niggas, white niggas.
Suck my dick, bitch. Fuck you.
1213-373-4253.
Just dial, nigga. I'll fuck you up.
Deaf niggas, classic niggas, racist niggas, mystery niggas, psycho niggas, dog niggas, Jewish niggas.
You got some motherfucking nerds calling me out Shabbat on some little bullshit ass nigga. Better calm that shit down and come around here and show me some fucking respect before me and my Jewish niggas come up here and beat your ass, nigga. Off top.
Niggas is talking shit. Call now.
$4.99 per minute.
First of all, I come from a long line of tricks and hoes. Yes, what's the eyebrow thing? I come from a long line of hoes. I'm not the first one, maybe in this generation, but it go all the way back to slavery time. And before then, with the Egyptians and the Moors, a long line of selling pussy. I'm not the first one. My auntie, my mama don't like me saying her name in my interviews. Grandmama, great-grandmama, great-great-great-grandmama.
So was any of them in a $40 line?
$40.
I'll only date a guy if he makes 6 figures. No, 7 figures. Because of inflation.
Yeah, because of inflammation.
Yeah, and he has to be over 6 feet tall. No, 7 feet tall. Because of inflation.
Yes.
And he needs to be okay with me having an OnlyFans. 2 OnlyFans.
Yes.
Because of inflation.
This stupid. This stupid.
I am not.
This stupid. This is stupid. I am smarter than the hot 18-year-old. We smart, she's stupid.
I spent my most valuable years allowing my body to be used because no one ever taught me what love is or how to respect myself. And all you can do is make fun of me for it.
You stupid.
This stupid. This stupid. Stupid. Is stupid. The stupidest of the. This stupid is so stupid. This stupid. This stupid. This stupid is so stupid.
Leave her alone. I'm over 7 feet tall. I make 7 figures, and I do want her.
Do you have a 7-pack?
This stupid.